we're live. You guys, I hope you can see me. Hi. Hi everyone. Hello. How are y'all doing? I have a great topic tonight. Hopefully y'all can see me. Hubby said that they did something with the Wi-Fi. So I'm hoping that the Wi-Fi situation is better now. Sometimes in life there are just things you can't control, but you can do the best you can. And I just don't worry about things that I can't control. I think that's the best way to live your life. If you can't control it, you can't control it. So, um, yeah, that's pretty much that. So I'm just waiting a few seconds for people to come in. Tonight's topic is you let the good guys slip away. Okay. And this video will touch on a couple of things related to letting the good guy slip away. Because I think that it's unfortunate how I've seen women meet good guys that could have been their husband, would have been good husbands. But for these various reasons that I'm going to discuss, they let the good guy slip away. So now somebody else took your blessing. And I know people say, well, you can't lose your blessing. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I don't know why people say that foolishness. You can lose your blessing. You could totally lose your blessing by going against what you know is right for your life, by making poor decisions. We can totally lose our blessings. So when people say that, I find that to be weird. You can lose your blessing if you make poor decisions. Believe me, you can lose your blessing. So when people say that, I find it to be quite odd. So that's the topic tonight. And so, yeah, so okay, I've waited a few minutes. So now let's get started. I'm just making sure that y'all can see me because no one's saying anything. So I can see on my video. Let me see if I can hear. I should have put my mic on, but I didn't. Okay, I can hear myself. Okay, great, awesome. Okay, so you let the good guy slip away. Here's the thing. I feel that there is somebody for everybody, okay? No matter where you come from, no matter what your upbringing is, no matter the mistakes you made, no matter anything, there is somebody for everyone. But what I don't understand about some women is them thinking that they are at a level in which they are not at. So I've met a lot of women in my life. I get a lot of emails from women, a lot of DMs from women. Hi. And they tell me their stories, which I will not, disclose who they are, obviously. I'm not even going to use a real life example. I'm going to use, well, it is a real life example, but it's a celebrity example. And the number one thing that I think women need to understand is you need to understand if you are high quality or not. I think some women think they look better than what they look like. I think some women think they are top-notch quality when they are not. And it shows. And I think that some women have made very poor decisions in who they choose to settle down with or who they choose to give their heart to. And so I wanted to do this video in particular for my younger women who are dating in their 20s, because that's the prime age for getting married. That's when you are in your prime. I know people don't want to admit that. It doesn't mean we're not hot when we're in our 30s, because please believe if I had to get out here and date again, your girl would do what she had to do. But I'm still not in my prime, okay? I was in my prime 8 years ago, probably. There is a prime age for dating, for having children. Now, it doesn't mean that we cannot do things out of our prime, out of our prime age, but there is a prime for a woman. Usually when a woman is in her 20s, she has no problem with getting a date. None. Because that's usually when you look the best. That's not when I look the best, but that's when you usually look the best. You're young, and that's the time where men are really coming at you all of the time, when you're in your 20s. If you're in your 20s and you're watching me, it would be in your best interest to start weeding through guys that are bad for you and guys that are good for you. If you are in your 30s, 40s, 50s, it is even more important for you to reassess what you think a good guy is and what a good guy is not. And like I said, I've seen women that I know personally that had a good guy in their life. They're with a good guy. And do you know what these women do? They get caught cheating. They say, he's boring. He doesn't make me laugh enough. He's not funny enough. They say, he's corny. He's not cool. He's not like Jay-Z. He didn't used to sell drugs. I want a thug. I want a cool guy. I want a guy that'll fight for me. I want a guy that, uses slang. Women need to understand that when you let the good guy get away, that guy that's nice to you, that guy that wanted to take you out, he wanted to buy you dinner, he wanted to open doors for you, but you rejected him because maybe he didn't look the way you wanted him to look. At the time, his car wasn't popping the way you wanted his car to pop. Maybe y'all were young. I got married when I was very young, and he hadn't reached his full potential yet. So that's a different lane if you're dating young. You date different when you're young than when you're over 30, okay? It's a difference. So when you pick wrong, though, there are consequences of that. And sometimes you don't see those consequences until you are in your 30s and 40s and you're single. When you could have been married. You could have been married to a guy that was going to do right by you. One of y'all just asked me a question. Do you think the guy on Tyler Perry's Temptation was considered a high quality man, the one she was married to? He didn't seem to pay her much attention. I think he was. I mean, of course, this is a movie, so we got to put it into context. But he was a hard worker. It seems like they were out on each other's level. They were young. They were just starting out in life. And he seemed like he really loved her. But she wanted the guy that had AIDS. And unfortunately, this is what happens to a lot of black women. If you're single, if you are dating, I implore you to look at statistics for black women in sexually transmitted diseases and AIDS. I implore you to go do that. Because we get it at a way higher rate than any other race. Why is that? Now, black women would like to say it's because of the men, but you choose who you open your legs to. Okay? And so this is where the accountability comes in, with understanding the character of a man, because chemistry, sexual attraction, that's very important. in a relationship, I would never diminish chemistry or sexual attraction. But what I will say is chemistry and sexual attraction does not keep your man faithful. Chemistry and sexual attraction does not keep these lights on. Chemistry and sexual attraction does not mean that man gonna get up and go to work every day. Chemistry and sexual attraction does not mean that he's gonna come home and bring you that check. Chemistry and sexual attraction does not mean he's gonna be a good father and not leave you to be a single mother. Chemistry and attraction is not going to erase his shady background. Okay? So we have to think more bigger than just with our sexual organs. Just because somebody's real fine, just because somebody looks like they're successful, you have to look more into that, because you could be getting involved with a very weird person. You could be getting involved with a person that is going to destroy your life. So you have to look beyond, are they cute? Are they cool? Are they, do they make me laugh? He has to have a good personality. He has to make me laugh. He has to, I don't know what perfect man a lot of women are looking for, but let me tell you, he's not out there. Okay, he's gonna come with flaws. He's gonna come with quirks, just like you're gonna come with flaws, and you're gonna come with quirks. And your job as a woman is to pick the best person that's pursuing you. That's your job. If no one is pursuing you, that's your time to build your spirituality with God. That is your time to improve your look, to level up, to get your life together, get your look together, get your career together. That's the time to focus on yourself, so that when that man pursues you, because the man should always do the pursuing. Anything opposite is weird and unnatural. The man should do the pursuing. When that man pursues you, then you can pick who the right man is for you. And you don't have to get yourself involved in a situation where now you have kids from somebody you don't even like. That sounds like one hell of a life to me, to have to talk to someone you don't even like no more. So while y'all pass up all the good guys, all the guys who get up and go to work, all the nerds, because my husband is a nerd. He reads, he watches the Science Channel and the History Channel. He likes cultural events. He doesn't use slang ever. He is pretty square. But let me tell you what he also does. Pay all these bills, go to work, treat me like a queen, let me do what I want. You go ahead and put the rest of the puzzle together. Okay? So the example that I'm going to use is so somebody said that she wanted something spicy in the kitchen. They're talking about the movie Temptation. She says, I remember she wanted him to do something spicy in the kitchen. He only wanted to sleep with her in the bed and do everything the boring way. He didn't stand up for her when the men were saying stuff. I don't remember that part where the men were saying stuff. I don't know if it's because he didn't want to die. My husband is not going to just pop off at anybody when we're out in public either. You would have to be in my face, physically touching me, for my husband to get aggressive, because my husband is crazy. And once he gets mad, it's a wrap. I've seen it with my own eyes. So he doesn't allow himself to get. First of all, an emotional man is beta. Now, if you like beta males, meaning you want to control the relationship, you want to be the boss, you want to, do the 50-50 thing, you want to emasculate your man, tell him what to do. Like, beta and alpha relationships do work. There are plenty beta males with alpha women. Those relationships work and they are successful. It's whatever you want out of your relationship. But like, masculine men, I don't feel should be all emotional. Like, they should be able to compose themselves until they have to come out of their character. And honestly, I can count on my hands how many times I've seen my husband come out of his character, meaning out of his like very reserved, laid back, strong kind of personality. He's quiet. He's not shy. People think he's shy on Instagram, but he's not shy. He's just reserved. He's just chill, you know? And he's not about to fight for no reason. Only a fool would fight for no reason. People are crazy in this world. You're not gonna, if I fight somebody, I'm fighting to kill you. It's not gonna be fighting you, or if I pull up my gun, I'm pulling out my gun to kill you. It's not going to be to stop you. I'm gonna be trying to kill you. So physical violence, all that kind of stuff, you don't want no man that starts arguments and fights and stuff like that. Not in the world we live in. We live in a very crazy world. So I don't see a problem with him not saying, if they weren't really doing anything to touch her, what did he need to say? They just need to take their behind, get in the car and drive off. It ain't that serious. And as far as the sex, any woman who thinks with sex is thinking on a basic low level. Like, sex is like the last thing I think about. I mean, it's not because, I don't enjoy it, or I'm not, my husband's not good in bed, or I'm not good at bed. It's just a low level. It's low level thinking to me. When you're talking about a relationship, if you're talking about sex, you're talking about the most low level, basic thing about, okay? About how good he is in bed. You should be worrying is if he's gonna pay these bills, if he's gonna be faithful to you, if he's a man of God, if he is gonna go to church with you, if he's gonna pray with you, if he's gonna read the Bible with you, if he's gonna be there when you get sick and take care of you, like my husband has had to do over and over and over again. If he's gonna take you on dates, if he's gonna buy you gifts, the last thing I would be thinking of is how good he is in bed. To me, that's low level thinking, but to each his own, to each his own. Because I feel like if you have chemistry with somebody, the sex is going to be good regardless. And to me, the sex is the best when I know I can depend on you. Okay? If I had a baby, if I popped out a baby in 9 months, I know I could depend on my husband to be there to help me through the process. Oh, like I said, if I was sick, I know that I could count on him to be there. If I need help around the house, I know he's there to help me. That's what turns me on. Help me do something. Help me buy something. Be there for me. That's what would turn me on. Now, I can't speak for other women who lead with sex. I've never been a highly sexual, overt person. Even in my 20s, I was never somebody that was chasing sex. That didn't interest me. So I can't really relate to that. Y'all will have to talk to someone that leads with sex and that's so important to them, because that's not at the top of my list. I mean, I'm glad I got the complete package, but even if the sex was not good, that'd be for marrying a man. That's just me though, but so, okay, so I'm going to give you an example and then I'm going to get out of here. So we all know that everyone likes to bring up Ciara as the example of a woman who made the wrong decision but was swept off her feet by Russell. And I don't know how nice Russell is. I don't know if he's really a good man or not. I only know through what I see through social media. And he seems to be a pretty freaking nice guy. A good guy. I know he's a Christian. I know Ciara also is or tries to be spiritual. Whatever that means to her. And I know that she messed up. with the Future situation. I mean, anybody who would get with Future in his current state was going through something or needs love or something. Because she didn't do it for the money because she's already rich. So we know she got with Future for the love because he ain't even rich enough for her to do it for the money. She would have got with somebody way richer. So it was love. That was love there. That was a love. That was a blind love decision. Now, I want y'all to understand though, for my single young girls who watch me in your 20s, if you're 30 and over, you're going to do what you want to do anyway. Just throw this in the trash can. But if you're young, this is why I tell y'all, do not have children with people who are not your husband, ever in life. Because you are not Ciara. Let me repeat. You are not Ciara. You are not anywhere on her level, okay? Ciara is a star, celebrity. Russell already was in love with Ciara. He said it, you know, he already liked her, okay? So he was already digging her way before the baby with Future. He was already digging her, okay? Ciara is a celebrity. Celebrities and real life, two different things, two different lanes, okay? We are not celebrities. Ciara is a celebrity, so she can get away with stuff. Not only is she a celebrity, she's a beautiful, in shape celebrity, okay? She's not fat. She's not overweight. She keeps herself up. Her skin look good. Her weaves look good. Her body looks good, even though she's older now. And she's a celebrity. It's highly unlikely that a Russell is going to come through and scoop up a regular girl with a baby by some other man. It's highly unlikely. That's going to be like Russell. Obviously, a pretty faithful husband, no scandal yet, claims her openly, loves her openly, accepts all her flaws and everything that comes with her. And the biggest thing that I like about Russell, he claims her child as his. And if you are someone that has children, that would be the biggest deal breaker to me. If a man does not love your children. If a man does not love your children, that is an automatic, I cannot date you. I mean, after time now, you can't expect no man to love your child the first week. I mean, like, if you're dating someone for months and months and months, and y'all are going to be in a relationship, that would be a deal breaker for a good parent. That would be a deal breaker. Like, no, you don't love my children? I can't fool with you. So he loves her child. That's not his. So what's my point? My point is, you will still have women on the internet saying, Russell's corny. They're corny. They're so corny. Ugh. They're just so corny to me. He's so corny. Okay, I know these are black, and these are black women. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. I know these are women who don't got no man, one. Two, probably bitter and angry. Three, their elevator don't go all the way to the top. Because why would you criticize a man for being good to a woman? I want you to think about that. Why would any woman criticize a man for being good to a woman? For being God-fearing, for being a gentleman, for being loving, for being a role model as to what you need to do when you step into a situation. You have to accept the whole package. And I love how Russell did that for Ciara. He accepts the whole package. But you have women out here who will say he's corny, you know, I don't want no, I want a thug. I want a drug dealer. I want an ex-drug dealer. You know, I want a guy with an edge. I want a hood nigga. You know, you'll have people say this. You'll have people say stuff like this. And so you have that one extreme where instead of wanting the good guy, you got a lot of women that want the bad guy. They want a guy to slap them. They want a guy to have sex with them and never call again. They obviously want the guy to talk to them whenever they get ready. You know those guys that you on and then you off. You ain't never totally on. You're on and then you're off. That's the kind of guy they want. But then when they turn 35, now you want the nice guy. Well, it's too late, sweetie, because you're past your prime. So don't be one of these females out here to pass up a good guy, no matter what age you are, to pass up a good guy because he's not hard, because he's not a thug, because he don't make you laugh enough. You have all these expectations for a man, and to be honest, half of the women I see, they act like they're always saying, you know, I'm a queen, I'm this, but they don't carry themselves as queens to me. So I know I'm a woman. So if you don't carry yourself as a queen, you know, everybody's a queen these days. I'm a queen, I'm a lady, I'm a queen. Let me tell you something. It's very few queens. Very few. And it's obvious. You can't call yourself a queen if you don't make good decisions for your life. If you don't carry yourself in a certain type of way to attract a high quality man, because high quality men are only looking for certain type of women. Not perfect women, but women who are leading with their elegance, with their grace, with their character, with their spirituality. If you're spiritual, you know, it may not apply if you're not spiritual. So the lesson is, don't listen to your friends. Don't listen to society when they try to make you think Jay-Z is cool. He's not cool to me. Anybody who cheats multiple times on me, I can't be that happy with. Now, granted, I do give Jay-Z and Beyonce a pass because they are what? Celebrities. So they don't live real life. They live a different life. So you're talking about two people who need each other for the hype. And yes, they do need each other. They are bigger together than separate. They are building generational wealth for their children. So it is in their benefit to stay together. But that ain't the love story you looking for. Because I wouldn't want any of you to DM me and tell me you have AIDS because your husband cheated on you. To tell me you have gonorrhea, chlamydia, because you have a man that cannot keep it in his pants. Okay? It's another thing if y'all have an open marriage, people do that. You know, that's one thing. But if you're in a monogamous relationship, you're not looking for the player. Y'all need to stop dating the player. If you know somebody has a shady past, a shady history, what are you dating them for? What are you dating a drug dealer for? What are you dating a booster for? You don't have to date those guys to live a successful life. Because let me tell you, a high quality man is always going to elevate. He's always going to elevate. He's going to continue his schooling. He's going to either get a trade. He's going to have a side hustle. A high quality man is going to make more money. You don't have to worry about a high quality man. You ain't going to have to beg him to go to work or pay bills. So you don't have to get with a shady guy because you're looking for a certain lifestyle. You don't have to deal with a man who treats you like crap because your self-esteem is so shot into the ground that you couldn't identify a good man if God placed him in front of your face and said, this is your husband. This is your husband. Some women could not identify a good man if their life depended on it. Now that could be from a lot of things. We know that a lot of people come from abusive situations. A lot of people grew up in abusive homes. A lot of people have baggage. A lot of people have mental issues. This is why I tell the women in my group, in particular in my fashion group, if you know you are dealing with trauma, sexual trauma, abuse, whether it was physical or verbal abuse, you were in a bad relationship, your thinking is kind of off, you need to seek help. You need to go to counseling. You need to get a therapist. They even have therapy on an app. You could literally text a therapist because we have to deal with our trauma before we can be feminine, before we can identify what we want in a man, and before we can demand, not verbally demand, but through our behavior. That's how you demand respect from a man, not with your mouth. A man don't care what you say. He could care less, okay? You don't demand with your mouth. You demand with your boundaries, okay? As a woman, you have to have boundaries. Sexual boundaries, verbal boundaries, and standards that you live by. You don't tell the man these things because he don't care anyway. Not until he does. You just live with those boundaries. And he will know based on how you respond to him. And that's why I say sex is a very low level form of self-expression in a relationship because men do not bond through sex. Now, I'm not saying my husband doesn't bond with me or a man can't feel things. That's not what I mean. But it's pretty clear that women bond through sex, not men. Because you can clearly see men don't bond through sex because some men can marry a woman, some men can date a woman and still be having sex with multiple women. They don't bond through sex. So that's why really when you're dating, sex needs to be out of the, it's not a part of dating. I don't know who told y'all that. I don't know who told y'all sex is a part of dating because it isn't. That is a decision that you should make with yourself if you feel that this is somebody who's going to be your husband and you just can't wait. Well, that's a decision between you and God. But the problem is a lot of women are having sex thinking they dating. That's not dating. Men do not bond through sex. Women bond through sex. So don't let the good guy slip away. If you know a nice guy, he's educated, he's kind, he don't have mama issues, he comes from a good family, he has a great personality, don't just X him out because he ain't thug. He's not a thug. He ain't thug enough for you. Don't X him out for that. Listen to your friends. Because let me tell you something. Single people also want you to be single. They love it. They love for you to be single. They want you to stay single because if you're single and they're single, then y'all are here. But if you elevate your thinking, elevate the way you date, then they can't be in competition with you. And I know that sounds bad, but misery loves company. And I had to learn this the hard way through my own friendships and through my own personal pain. You know, misery just loves company. So you got to be very careful with who you listen to when it comes to romance and advice, because a lot of times people want you to be single. They want you to break up with your boyfriend. They want. So I'm going to end with this. Don't be one of those girls that had a good guy or potentially had a good guy that treated you with respect, that treated you good, that doted on you. I don't want you. You ain't cute enough for me. You too short. You ugly. I don't want you. Now, 10 years later, he's making 6 figures, got a wife that don't even look as good as you, and is living a great lifestyle. Don't be that girl. Don't be that girl. Don't. And I'm out.